So, Linz, what'd you think about the Pioneer?
Nice unit. The storage was incredible, and just the versatility.
Yes.
Loved it.
No, I agree. I love that you can just kind of take it from the couch, fold it down a nice big bed, and that door, open it up, you get all the storage in the bunk room. I think they did a great job on that one.
Absolutely. I always love watching those videos.
Yeah, so I'm kind of pumped, right? Chris headed out on one of the boats, and they went right around the cove, and joining him will be Gus from Suzuki and Jordan from Forest River, and they're going to go a little more in-depth, which makes me really happy. You know, that's kind of my thing, Lindsay. I don't know if you know this or not. I kind of nerd out sometimes, and so when it comes to RVs, when it comes to boats, I want to get down into the nitty-gritty, right? I want to find out, you know, why is it quality? What are they putting into it? You know, I like to go and see the construction of it, which is why I went to the factory and saw the construction of it. But you got a couple guys out there. They're going to do an expert panel. They're going to kind of break down what makes the boat so great, especially at its price point. You know, because there are some things with the Nepallo where they're able to take things that are normally options, and they put them in as standards on there. And so for someone who's just getting into boating, you want to talk about accessibility, right? It's everything all in one. You get the boat, you get the trailer, you can just hook up and go. You don't have to worry about, oh, do I need this option? What is this? Because, you know, there's just a few select options. Everything else on there is going to be standard. And, you know, being Forest River, you know it's built well. And that Suzuki motor, I mean, you run the boat earlier, you can hardly hear that thing.
Yeah.
Super quiet.
It is so nice. And we know nothing about boats, so we'll be watching for sure. All I know is that we had a great time just riding, and you're right, it's so smooth, so quiet.
Yeah.
We're now like thinking boat life.
Well, and that's it,
We're
right?
reconsidering everything.
Hey, you know, Overton always says that life is better on the water, and I agree.
True.
You know, if you're gonna live your best life, get out there, enjoy it. And again, my man Chris, he's gonna kind of go through, talk everything about Nepallo boats. I'm super excited for this one, Lindsay. We're gonna have to check it out and see what my man Chris has to say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be there.
All right, Chris, Gus, Jordan, take it away, my friends.
Hey, it's Chris Young, and we are very excited about an exclusive line of pontoon boats that you can only get from our family of brands, Camping World, Gander RV and Outdoors, and Overton's. Of course, I'm talking about the all-new Nepallo pontoon boats. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to have questions about it. What am I looking for? How's it built? How is the sausage really made? Well, we decided to bring in some experts with us today to help answer those questions so that when you're doing your research to find the best pontoon boat for you, you'll have all the knowledge and everything you need to get the one that you're going to be able to enjoy on the lake for years to come. So joining me today, I got Jordan Kessler from Forest River and Nepallo, and Gus Blakely from Suzuki. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us. I think we have a pretty good setting to talk about boats out here, don't we?
Couldn't be any better than this on the lake.
I mean, we're on a lake on a beautiful boat, which, you know, Jordan, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
We're excited about the Nepallo boats. So tell me, if you can, give me an overview of the Nepallos. You know, just what are the models that we're going to offer to folks?
Well, first off, thanks for having us out here.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely gorgeous day. Thanks for coming. We're really excited on the Forest River Marine side of things too, to partner with Camping World. So first off, Nepallo, right?
Yes.
Brand new entry-level boat. Starting everywhere from 18 footers up to 24 in the 3 most popular floor plans in the industry. So we've got the QL, which is our 4-lounger that we're sitting on today.
Yeah, I love this one.
We've got our TL, which is our traditional lounger L pit that you've seen in the industry forever.
Yes.
And then we've also got something special for the fishermen. We've got our 4-point fish called the Quad Angler.
Oh.
So we're hitting all the floor plans, hitting all the lengths that are popular for you and your family to enjoy.
Right on. And they're going to range from 18 to 24 feet?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
18 to 24.
That 4 angler is one that I'm really excited about because to me, I like leisure fishing, and that sounds like that's just going to be, you know, right up my alley. I don't need a bass boat to troll a striper 75 miles an hour. I think I'm good.
It's going to do it all for you. It's going to let you still tube and enjoy family time as well as fish with live wells and everything like that. So it'll be the perfect boat.
Very good choice. Very good way to bring it in. Now, tell me a little bit, just walk us through the entire boat. How is Nepallo different?
Yeah, so Apollo is that value-minded entry-level pontoon. We tried to bring a high-end automotive feel down to an entry-level buyer.
Okay.
So you'll see a lot of features on this boat that you normally see in high-end pontoons. So everything from the captain's chairs, being able to fully swivel, fully rotate, and then a seat glide to move you closer and farther back from the helm.
Nice feature.
You typically see those on high-end pontoons. We're bringing it into this level of boat.
The fact that it's a full-blown chair too versus just a little mid-back, to me, was a very nice feature.
Yeah, a lot of things you'll see out with competitors in the market will just be a stationary back. This is full recline as well. So high-end value at a great price point for your buyers.
Now, how is Nepallo different as far as the furniture, the storage?
Yeah, so one of the big things we tried to get away from were those brown earth tones that you've seen forever in entry-level pontoons. They look great,
Yeah.
but they've been out there for a while,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we tried to bring more of a high-end residential aesthetic to this floor plan. So you'll notice that with our reef interior that we're sitting on, accented by our quilted diamond navy pattern. Once again, high-end sport car, high-end, aesthetics brought down to an entry-level price range.
I love the mix of the blue on gray. It just looks nice, and that diamond pattern in the navy is
It's very
outstanding.
coastal.
It is.
It's very coastal. So we accented that with our new vapor flooring. So one thing you'll see that that's the base of this boat is our new woven flooring pattern from Lancer Flooring. We've hidden a couple little small details in there as well to give it, once again, that high-end feel. We're not trying to look like the competition in the past in the mid-level. We're trying to be something new, something fresh to the market to kick it off with you guys.
I noticed that in the flooring, it almost looks like you have like a little mini herringbone pattern kind of made into the weaving.
That's exactly what it is. So when that sun hits it, it really opens it up.
Yeah.
And once again, just gives you a little bit more value add for your money. Along with that, everything on this boat, base-wise, furniture base-wise, is rotomold. So we don't use wood bases.
Right.
That's a big staple in the entry-level product that you'll see out there.
There's no longevity with that.
There's not, no,
Yeah.
especially when you're throwing life jackets
Yeah.
and anchors and buoys and bumpers, all those into the furniture.
Right, and rotomold is so easy to clean. Did you guys do anything on the inside to kind of help with that a little bit?
Yeah, so there's actually drain channels built into the mold, the rotomolds to help
Keep all that moisture and stuff out. Yeah.
Correct. And so what we're sitting on here, like I said, is our 22 QL. Going to be a great floor plan for you guys. 12-person capacity. And this boat will land right around that 3,000, 3,200 weight limit for you.
Now, speaking of, if I'm a family of 4, would this be a good Nepallo model for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You've got your twin captain's chairs, so you and the spouse can sit there, conversate, have a glass of wine, whatever you want to do,
Oh, yeah.
while the kids are up in the front or the back, just hanging out. It kind of gives you that separation, but still that full walkthrough from bow to stern, opening up the whole boat for you.
Now, what about storage inside the Nepallos?
Yeah, so every furniture base here has storage along with your chase. So, I mean, you're talking 11 spots for storage, including helm.
Wow.
So storage isn't an issue.
Right, that's not an issue at all.
So yeah, for your buoys, for your anchors, life jackets, towels, beer, whatever you want,
Right.
you've got a spot for it.
Now, a little bit that I noticed when you guys first brought the Nepallo out was you have a different helm as well. Tell me about that. How is Nepallo different in the helm?
Yeah. So this is our new helm. Pretty sporty, high style lines. Comes standard with your courtesy light at night, which is nice. You know, if you have to find sandals or towels or anything like that, you have your Boss audio. Head unit, which also has USB charging, so you're never going to run out of juice when you're jamming to Bluetooth tunes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Still AM, FM. A lot of people aren't using that feature anymore. They're moving to the Bluetooth, right? Spotify, things like that.
Yeah.
But we still have your full antenna on the right side there, in case you're, need to catch a sports game or something like that.
Right. Well, with me, that is important because if you've ever lost your cell phone in the water, my wife won't even let me take it out of like the storage. So,
Right.
if we're going to listen to tunes, it's going to be the AM.
Right.
So that's a very nice feature.
And one of the most important features that's one of those high ad, low cost features for us is tilt steering. So if you're a bigger guy or you're shorter on your helm chair, you can adjust that. That is standard on all of our boats.
Nice.
Yeah, so huge feature. One that's going to be big for you guys.
Add that to the sliding and swivel chair. That really makes for a more comfortable experience too. And if the kids want to drive, or if the spouse might be a little bit smaller, it just makes it easy for them to get in and not have to.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
stretch out.
You're not stuck to one position like you are in some entry-level boats out there.
I like that. Now, along with that, the tilt steering, another feature on the dash was the fact you took away the ugly wood grain. Nothing against it, because the one that we have still has it, but I love the addition of the blue.
Yeah, we've tried to freshen it up. So most of those products out there on the water, you'll see just your plain black, silvers, very, very neutral tones, if you will, or the wood grain.
Yeah.
everything we've done on this boat has been to tie everything in. When you build a home, all your appliance matches, your TV matches. That's a sales point that we've kind of gone into here. Everything matches, from the engine to the Navy dash to the Navy accents to the flooring. Everything ties.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love the flow of the aesthetic. And we're actually going to get to the engine aesthetic here in a minute as we kind of make our way back to the boat. Now, just past the helm, the bimini.
Yeah, so this is a full 10-foot wide bimini.
Wow.
This thing, you're not going to get sunburn unless you're trying.
Right. Do
So-
all of them come with the 10-foot?
Standard.
Really?
Standard. And if you're in some southern states like Texas, Florida, Louisiana, anything like that, and you need a double bimini, any of that can be picked up at Camping World locations.
Oh, I love that. I'm used to like a 6 or 8 foot bimini. That's, you know.
Pretty standard in the
Yeah.
marine industry. We went ahead and went with the 10-foot.
So that's a very nice upgrade.
Yes, sir.
Now, what about, you know, from the back to the underneath to the construction to the outside of the Nepallo? When somebody first walks up and sees it, maybe they haven't gotten inside, what's different about the Nepallo construction-wise and outside?
Yeah, so first off, when you're walking up in the boat and you see this, you'll see something that nobody else has. We have added a new D-rail specifically for Nepallo to tie in to the Nepallo logo. It's 3/4 inch D-rail, so it gives you a huge pop on the water. When you see this thing, when you walk up to it on a lot or on a lake, you're gonna know right away it is an Nepallo pontoon.
I love the way it looks. Plus, it just gives it more of a rugged
It
appearance,
does.
too.
It does. It's we've gotten a lot of compliments on it.
Yeah.
Working down from the rails, we have the industry standard 24 on center construction. Our marine grade treated plywood, right? Which is standard in the industry.
Right.
And then some of the things you can't see. So there's drain tubes on all your tubes, whether it's a sport tune, which, you know, is your tri-tune package, or your bi-tune, you have drain plugs. So God forbid anything happens.
Right.
You have to, you're beaching and accidentally, you know, puncture a tube, you'll be able to send this to Camping World, re-weld, drain out the water, and it won't be a full tube replacement.
That's a nice feature. Being able to serviceability, that's a very nice feature because you don't get that in entry-level pontoons.
No, some of the marine manufacturers out there are kind of starting to take the automotive mindset where, you know, you have to take this to work on it. You have to, you know, you can't work on your car anymore like you used to.
Right.
When you grew up driving a 98 Ford, you can't really do that anymore, right?
Yeah.
So this kind of gives that end user some more control over serviceability.
Right.
If he needs to check his pressure, you know, 3.5 pounds of pressure is what we have in these tubes.
Standard.
You can hook up to the air nose, you can check it, make sure you have no leaks, anything like that. It gives that user more control over the product, not just, hey, tune, something's wrong with our tune, send another one, drop, and it's a full process. We give that serviceability to the customer.
Nice. Now, speaking of the tune, you guys also create them a little bit differently too, don't you?
Yeah. So we use one solid keel from front to back. Our nose cones are 52 inches, which are the leading industry nose cones. So that helps you get on plane faster.
Right.
And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of manufacturers are getting away from drain tubes. That is standard on these boats, which I know I keep saying that, but it's a big deal.
That's huge. Well, and the fact that you guys weld as opposed to bolt the tune.
Correct.
That's a very nice feature.
Correct. We're very proud of our welders. They the bread and butter of our company. They do very well for us.
Now, I've also noticed, I don't know if the one we're on was an upgrade, but I've noticed the fins are on the tunes as well. Usually that's like a sport upgrade.
Yeah. So one of the things we do a little bit differently that we're doing on all of our Nepallo line is reinforced splash fins. So that is huge when we're talking in the marine grade segment. A lot of these lakes, including the one we're on now, can get really choppy, especially your bigger lakes, you know.
Or somebody wants to go offshore.
Or they want to go offshore.
Yeah.
We have a 5-point weld when most people use 3. Just gives added rigidity.
Yeah.
Right? So most manufacturers, that is an upgraded option that you have to pay for. It's standard on these boats.
So with all of that put into the Nepallo, is that what makes the Nepallo better?
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that would make Nepallo stand out? Anything else that would make it better in your mind?
Well, if we had some beer.
That's absolutely beautiful. Now, if someone has never owned a pontoon boat before, they're just now looking into the market. They want to dip their toe literally into the water. Would this be the place to start.
Absolutely. So, you know, this gets out of your grandpa's pontoon.
Right.
A lot of the, you know, we've talked about a lot of the entry-level boats, those earth tones, everything we just hit on. This gives you a fresher automotive feel that you don't feel like you're buying an entry-level pontoon, right? Everybody wants the big boats, but let's be honest, only few can afford, right? This gives you pride in a boat.
Right. Now, a minute ago, Jordan mentioned the aesthetic of the boat continuing through. Gus, one of the most beautiful aesthetics to me is that Suzuki engine that's on the back of this boat. So tell me about Suzuki and why Suzuki?
So sure, you know, Chris, Suzuki just celebrated its 100th year in business, and actually we're very proud of that. And at the same time too, we've been building outboards since 1965.
Right.
So have a long history in this industry. And then with Forest River, one of our partners, and of course Overton's, who we've been selling outboards for some time now.
Yeah.
This partnership all gelled together, and then when we got the look and feel, especially that coastal look and feel, we thought, you know, this white is so perfect for this boat. And so that just led from one thing to the other. And then on top of that, we've worked with them from the 18 all the way to the 24, kind of partnering up on the 40, the 60, the 90, the 115, and the 140, which will be the bread and butter and give these boats some great power and performance.
And I gotta tell you, because I'm so used to when, especially on anything entry level, you see that black engine, which I didn't even think that it would strike me differently until I saw the white Suzuki engine.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of benefits that go with that too. They actually run about 10 degrees cooler than a black engine does. So sometimes in places where it's hot, you know, that's better for the engine as well. And plus you get that just look and feel that's just so nice.
It's very pristine. Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about how those engines are made, because these are whisper quiet as well.
Sure. So Suzuki, our slogan is we build the ultimate outboard, and basically all we build is 100% four-stroke from 2.5 to 350 horsepower.
Right.
And these motors, again, too, even though this is an entry-level boat, we're putting all of our motors from 40 on up have double overhead cam. A lot of our competitors, they don't have double overhead cam in their smaller motors. It's not needed, but it just makes the motors run smoother, and they're much more efficient. And we do that. We also have lean burn on all of our engines, because everything we make is fuel injected. So when you're out there idling or you're just cruising around, the engines actually lean them back a little bit, and they save you some gasoline. So you'll be able to stay out on the water longer.
That's a great
some other things that we do differently than our competitors too. 70 horse on up, we have what's called an offset drive shaft. So we actually that moves the engine forward on the transom, and it also helps with vibration as well. So and you get a much smoother engine with that. And so again, it proportions the weight right over the transom, less vibration, much smoother. And then on top of that, everything is fuel injected, of course.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're talking about engines that really don't require any maintenance for about 100 hours. So that's, in many cases, that's a season of use.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, if you do need service, you'll be able to take it to your Gander Mountain and certainly get it serviced there as well.
Yeah, that's the great thing about, you can bring it to any Camping World, Gander, RV outdoor location. Yeah, that's going to be, that's perfect. Because that was going to be my next question, was about maintenance. 100 hours.
Really, right now on these new four-stroke engines, there's really not maintenance. I mean, other than putting gas in them and keeping your battery up, that is your maintenance. And you know, you can go for most of a season basically without having to do any maintenance. And even then, the maintenance is minor: oil change, gear lube change. That's it.
That's important for entry level, you know, for me. Now, with the engine, Jordan, that means that this Nepallo is great for tubing too. The kids are gonna love that.
Absolutely, you'll be able to pull your young ones behind this all day long, no problem.
Now, as far as weight goes with the Nepallos, because that made me thinking about the weight, because with a nice engine like that, what are the weights ranges on the Nepallo?
Yeah, so from your entry level, your 18 footer up to your 24, basically 2,000 to 3,300 pounds.
Okay.
You know, different floor plans, different weights. Obviously, your smaller floor plans will be a little lighter than your 24 footers.
Okay, so if somebody has a motorhome that can tow anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 pounds, they'll actually be able to tow a Nepallo as well.
Yeah.
Because we do have a lot of people that have the Class C's and the Class A's. It depends once again on the model, but you know, if you want to know about that, obviously check with your service folks at Camping World, Gander RV and Outdoors. They'll let you know the weights and what your vehicle can tow if you don't know. With that weight, would you say that the Nepallo could technically be towed by an SUV?
Absolutely. Guys do it all the time.
Right.
You know, it's a very lightweight product that once again, you don't need a 3,500 to pull these things, right?
Yeah.
Makes it super user-friendly for the end consumer.
Speaking of user-friendly, how's the maintenance and care?
Yeah, so just like anything else, right? If you take care of things, they're gonna last.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my grandpa still has a 67 Chevy that's in perfect condition.
Right.
It's one of those things, you know, you're doing your checks, like Gus said, your service reminders, things like that. You know, one of the big ones that we see is in the saltwater environments. If you're pontooning in a saltwater environment, you know, that ambient air when you go on vacation, you feel it on your skin, right? When you get back to the hotel, same thing that's hitting your vinyl and your tubes. You know, it's a full wash down with fresh water. And you know, the vinyl recommended cleaning products that can be picked up at Camping World, you know, it's important to hit those frequently, right? The more you take care of it, the more you'll get out of it.
Now, Gus, is there anything different between fresh and salt for the engine?
So the same thing. We have freshwater flushes on all the engines. On some of the engines, they have them in two places, both in the front and in the back. So if your boat's on the trailer, you can hook the hose up and run fresh water through it. Or in the case of if you have your boat up on a lift, we also have them in the front, so you can just run the hose in, and that way you can get that same freshwater flush as well.
That's beautiful. I mean, you guys have pretty much thought of everything, which is why, you know, I'm excited about this partnership. Now, talking about the boats, anything else you want to add about the Nepallo boats?
Yeah, so what's awesome about this partnership and your guys' reach is you'll be able to install a lot of upgrades for these guys that they typically have to order custom through a dealer. So ski tow bars, flush table bases, extra speakers, all that can be picked up at the Camping World locations.
Right on. And Gus, I mean, with so many engine varieties, probably the same thing. I mean, you guys have been selling those engines at Overton's anyway for years.
Yes. So you can get all those accessories there. And one other thing too is we do have a 5-year warranty now that comes standard on all of our engines from 2.5 to 350 horsepower. So really, there's no need to worry about anything.
Right.
Just get out there and have fun on the water.
That's beautiful. So I guess the next question is, you know, which one's going to be in my driveway, you know, when we get back?
Well, I'm going to be delivering it so we can both go out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Guys, we're going to do some fishing on that quad angler.
Yeah, I like that.
So guys, anything else, you know, that you want to add to either the Nepallo or to the Suzuki before we wrap this up?
I think we've about covered it, sir.
Okay. So there you have it. Hopefully that helped you figure out which Nepallo pontoon boat is going to be right for you. But if you need any information, you need to look up any facts, any figures, obviously you can ask your service folks at any Camping World or Gander location, or find the one that's right for you online at campingworld.com or ganderrv.com. Just do me a favor, when you do get your Nepallo boat, send me an invite, because I'd love to come join you. And I'll even bring the fishing rods. Might not catch anything, but we'll at least have fun.
Hi, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Ron.
And we're the Mobergs. We have been RVers for the past 30 years and we love it.
I think we started RVing when we had a really bad camping trip. And then we started small. First time RVers make trips locally. Start off with easy camping adventures and learn before you go big.
We have 4 kids, and so we needed something that had a lot of beds. After they left the house, then we needed someplace for the grands.
And that's Harvey and Cecilia.
Another tip is to make 2 lists. A list of things that you brought out of your house, so you put them back, and then make a list of things that you wish you would have brought.
Every RVer needs an extra hose, extra sewer line, and tools, because you never know if you need an extra length to reach the sewer or to reach the hose. It's come up many times.
One thing that we find really important to have is an electric frying pan, because those smells stay in your RV for a very long time. How's the bacon coming? That smells really good. So what should we do today?
Maybe go on a motorcycle ride?
Oh, that'd be fun. You're so fun.
I know. Every RVer should buy a camping mat because it keeps your RV clean.
Check your mattress, test it out, and if you're not happy with it, exchange it, because you want to sleep well.
Shop at local seafood markets.
Because you never know, we might not catch anything.
Hey, honey, look what I caught.
Good for
A
you.
triggerfish.
Oh, look at that. That looks fabulous. Another tip would be to have contact cards, because you never know who you're going to meet, and you might want to continue to have a relationship with those folks.
Cheers.
Well, this is quite an adventure.
It's been quite the trip. When you socialize with people, you always end up talking about where they've been and where it's good places to go, and sometimes we end up going with their suggestions.
Leaving a campsite is bittersweet, but there's always another adventure down the road.
More people to meet, more things to do.
That's right. We've really enjoyed it here. This is a beautiful area.
Sooner or later, everyone's bound to encounter someone in need. A fellow traveler who could use a helping hand. The question always is whether you stop to help or just move on.
Thanks for stopping. Thanks, guys.
If you're one of the stopping kind, chances are it was passed down. Some good that you observed from early on.
Hey, Mom.
It's a way of thinking that our world goes beyond where our driveway ends, that we're all a part of this community, a good community. It's having your daily plans, yes, but with an eye open, an ear to the ground. More importantly, a willingness to change those plans when someone needs your help. Call it going the extra mile or paying it forward. We just call it being good. Spend a lifetime doing good, because the next generation is watching.
Leave your routine on the shoreline. Launch into the best days of summer with Overton's. The only place you need for everything boating, water sports, fishing, and more. Visit Overtons.com, the nation's largest water sports and marine accessories dealer for everything you need for life on the water. Gander RV and Outdoors wants to help keep you out on the water doing what you love. Shop with us and get the best brands, including Berkeley, Rapala, Abu Garcia, 13 Fishing, Luz, Daiwa, and more. We have the largest selection of rods, reels, combos, baits, accessories, clothing, and anything else you could need for a day on the water. This year, shop with the retailer that really knows how important fishing is to your life. Click, call, or visit your local Gander RV and Outdoors today.